Hello, this is Roger Shouse, and this is Jumpstart Rewind. This is part of our Heaven Bound podcast family. Jumpstart number 2697, first written October 15th, the year 2020. Matthew 25, verse 13. Be on the alert then, for you do not know the day nor the hour. Our verse today is how the Lord ends the parable of the wise and foolish virgins. The wise virgins were prepared. They had extra oil. They didn't have any more insight than the foolish ones. They weren't given a tip, a signal, or some special notification that things were going to be delayed. They were not told that they just might have to take some extra oil along with them. They didn't know. They didn't know that things were going to happen the way they did. Even the best plans are often upset, delayed, and changed. Weather does that. An outdoor wedding suddenly becomes an indoor wedding. There isn't enough food. The cake didn't make it. All kinds of disasters can happen at a wedding. And here in the Lord's parable about a wedding, the groom was delayed. He was delayed so long that the 10 bridesmaids became sleepy. The yawn started. The conversations died down. One falls asleep, then the next. Pretty soon they all are asleep. With dreams of wedding dancing through their minds, time passes. Suddenly there's a shout. The groom is coming. Up, up, all the girls get. They straighten out their dresses. They fix their hair. The lamps are turned up, and now it's discovered that some of them do not have enough oil. It's midnight. It's dark. They will have to travel through the streets with the groom to his parents' home. Lamps are needed. The 5 foolish beg for oil from the other girls. They don't have enough to share. What to do? Ideas and thoughts race around the room. Off to the market at that hour to find more oil. They leave in a whirlwind. They are going as fast as they can. But while they are gone, the groom comes. The 5 with the oil are off with the groom to the wedding. When the other 5 finally show up, it's too late. The door is shut, and they're not allowed in. They missed it. What a great disappointment. They had been looking forward to this for a long, long time, and now they are left on the outside. Blame the groom for the delay, blame the others for not sharing the oil, but as it is, they simply did not anticipate, prepare, nor plan for such a long delay. Our verse sums up this parable. Be alert. Be alert. You do not know the day, you do not know the hour. The Lord is not talking about the starting of a wedding, but his return. He's coming. You don't know when. Be ready by living ready. Now, not knowing the day nor the hour is revealing to us. First, there are some projects that simply will not be completed. There are some books that will not be finished. There are some sermons that will not be preached. There are some houses that will still be under construction. Some students will not graduate. Some babies will not be born. Some prizes will not be awarded. Life will come to a sudden halt when Jesus comes. It's not going to be a very slow process in which everyone sees it's coming. No, instead, no one knows the day nor the hour. Not knowing means plans may be made. People will not be expecting it, not at least on that day. Secondly, some good intentions may never be realized. There will be some who are planning on coming home to the Lord. One day, they would do that. Is that what they've told themselves over and over? This and that got in the way, and they never fully got back to the Lord as they should have. Oh, they intended to, and they had great thoughts, but they never got around to putting their feet to those plans. And now, as the day comes when they weren't expecting, it's too late. They never got the priorities in the right order. The Lord was never first for them. There are others who plan to apologize. There was something that they did and they need to forgive. They were waiting for the right moment. They knew they had to do this, but the right moment never came, and now the Lord has come and it's too late. There were cards that were going to be sent that never were. There were words of encouragement that was planned to be shared but never were. A day came and the Lord came. All those good intentions were left undone. Thirdly, there'll be some who'll be glad to see the Lord. They've expected this day for a long, long time. They have loved the Lord, followed the Lord, and knew one day he would come. Their faith is strong. Their hope is real. And now that the Lord came, they are so delighted to be in his presence. What a grand day this is for those who are ready. The parable of the wise and foolish virgins follows the 5 foolish ones. But think about the 5 wise ones. They followed the groom to the wedding. The door was shut, and they experienced the greatest joy and fun and love that they'd seen in their lives. They couldn't believe how wonderful it was. The food was fantastic. The music touched their hearts. The laughter, the smiles, the celebration was so wonderful. And there the groom, the Lord, made them feel so much at home. The atmosphere was magical. The people were the greatest. It was a night to remember. It was a celebration that no one wanted to ever end. And in the symposium of scriptures, it would never end. It would be heaven. It would be with the Lord. Didn't the wise leave things unfinished when the groom came? Certainly, but they did not get the right oil as they should have. Not now. Didn't they have things still to do? Yes, they did, but none of those things mattered now. Nothing was more important than being at that wedding. It wasn't just any wedding. It was the wedding of a lifetime. There's no other place they would rather be. They didn't feel pulled to leave and to go home and finish some other tasks. They were with their groom, and that's the only place they wanted to be. And there they would be forever. He's coming. He's promised that. We don't know when, but you don't want to miss this, or you don't want to be left out. Be ready is what Jesus says. Be alert, for the day is coming. Thank you so much for listening.